Hello NBA fans, every day we have news about the Los Angeles Lakers. I'm a Lakers fan and I'm counting on you to subscribe to the channel and leave your like. The signing of Luka Doncic was a landmark for the Lakers, but if he doesn't sign a contract extension, he will be a free agent in 2026 and could leave the Lakers, especially if they don't have a championship-caliber roster. Luka Doncic could join his friend Nikola Jokic in 2026 and form the best duo in the NBA with the Denver Nuggets, as the two stars have already expressed their desire to play together. We hope the Lakers can extend Luka Doncic's contract so he can have him in Los Angeles for many years. Anthony Davis is a great player, certainly one of the best to ever lace them up. There isn't a doubt that he'll eventually be in the Hall of Fame, but from the Los Angeles Lakers' perspective, trading for Luka Doncic made plenty of sense. The Lakers needed help, and they found it by adding one of the best players in the league. It's a tough reality of this trade for the Dallas Mavericks, but Doncic is a much better player than Davis at this stage of his career. Could Luka part ways with the Lakers already? While this was the right move from the Los Angeles Lakers, some have suggested that they could move on from Doncic sooner rather than later. It's also possible that Doncic could leave in free agency during the 2026 offseason, as he might not love being in Los Angeles, as crazy as that might sound. If Doncic decides to leave, there will be many teams interested, and Eric Pincus of Bleacher Report recently named the Denver Nuggets as one of them. Jokic does have a strong relationship with the Lakers star, Luka Doncic, Pincus wrote. The thinking is that Doncic isn't the kind of player who prioritizes living in a big city like Los Angeles. Even if Doncic does sign an extension this offseason, Denver might be able to jump in at the right time should Doncic eventually become unhappy in LA. The Nuggets recently hired former Dallas Mavericks guard J.J. Barea as an assistant coach. He earned the position on many levels, but he is also close with Doncic, just as Dorian Finney-Smith was. The Nuggets may not have as many titles as the Lakers, but the basketball attraction between Doncic and Jokic's teammates works both ways. The Nuggets may not have the draft compensation now to make that kind of deal, but in a few years, perhaps they will find a way to stock up. Underscore 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 underscore. A potential superstar pairing in Denver. Pincus wasn't the first one to suggest that the Los Angeles Lakers could lose Doncic, as Fansided also proposed the idea of him leaving for the Denver Nuggets. Doncic and Nuggets star Nikola Jokic have a great relationship, which could create a potential duo. After some of the moves the Nuggets have made in free agency and the offseason, trading for Cam Johnson, and making a few important signings, there's no doubt that they're a much better team than the Lakers on paper. This also creates a scenario where Luka could leave LA as a free agent after next season. He no longer has any financial incentive to remain with his current team and could hit unrestricted free agency and choose any team he wants in the summer of 2026. Sure, star players don't often leave the Lakers voluntarily, but this is a new era and anything can happen. LeBron James is getting long in the tooth and it's unclear what the team's plan is beyond that. Doncic is not an American celebrity either, we have no idea what his priorities are when choosing his next team, they wrote. Even if it takes until 2026, it's tough to ignore the potential that the duo would have. Doncic and Jokic are arguably the two best defensive players in the game, making the pairing an exciting one to consider. Trade prices are high after Lakers exposed package for Mark Williams. After some anxious waiting, fans of the Los Angeles Lakers were finally able to exhale a little bit when the team agreed to a deal with center DeAndre Ayton this week. Ayton, who was bought out by the Portland Trail Blazers, became a free agent after clearing waivers, and he seemingly fell right into LA's lap as a solution for the team's center situation. The Lakers, who also recently agreed to bring back center Jackson Hayes, now have some clarity at the position months after their trade for fellow center Mark Williams fell apart. According to a report, Teams who had centers available for trade kept their asking prices high in talks with the Lakers after LA exposed what it was willing to pay for Williams. Teams who had centers available were keeping their price for the Lakers high when they called, sources said, after they had established what they were willing to pay for Mark Williams. In February's rescinded trade, wrote ESPN's Tim Bontemps and Brian Windhorst. Los Angeles was prepared to trade small forwards Dalton Knecht, Cam Reddish and valuable draft capital, 1 first-round pick and 1 pick swap, to the Charlotte Hornets for Williams in February before the deal collapsed. In the end, the Lakers are going to be able to enter the new season with a center situation that is stable enough to make them interesting in the Western Conference. Ayton isn't perfect, but he was the number 1 overall pick in 2018 for a reason, and the fact that he's joining a contending team might motivate him to take his game to another level. This past season, he averaged 14.4 points and 10.2 rebounds per game. In each season of his NBA career, he has averaged a double-double, giving him career averages of 16.4 points and 10.5 rebounds per contest. But effort concerns are among the questions that have followed Ayton during his career, something he'll need to put to rest with the purple and gold. He doesn't need to be the best player the Lakers have, but he does need to be reliable in his role and help make life easier on LA's stars. Hayes, meanwhile, should find himself playing a more reasonable role this coming season after he was forced to start many games for the Lakers in the 2024-25 campaign. LeBron James' problem with LA Lakers and Luka Doncic explained by radio host, "He's not okay." LeBron James' thoughts on playing with Luka Doncic are subject of plenty of speculation. 40-year-old LeBron James decided to opt into his $52.6 million contract with the LA Lakers, which has left a lot of doubt around his future with the team. His agent Rich Paul in a released statement stated that LeBron James still had the desire to win and wanted to compete for a championship. Reports then emerged that he did not trust the Lakers roster, which subsequently linked him with a move away from the franchise, with Dallas Mavericks being one of the teams speculated to be interested. Amid the discussion about his future, radio host Doug Gottlieb has shared his view on the James situation in LA. Gottlieb thinks James is not okay with Luka Doncic being the new shot caller. James has been in the NBA for 22 years and throughout his stint the four-time champion has been the best player on every team he has played for. However, with Luka Doncic moving to the Lakers last season in a blockbuster move, a lot of things changed. NBA Insider explains why Kevin Durant's shooting patterns fit the Rockets perfectly, makes Kobe Bryant comparison. LeBron James' problem with LA Lakers and Luka Doncic explained by radio host, "He's not okay." It was clear that the Slovenian was going to be the future of the franchise as he was one of the best young talents and had all the abilities to lead the team. According to Gottlieb, James was not happy as he felt that with Doncic on the team he had lost his authority in the franchise. Speaking on the Doug Gottlieb show, he said, "You go back the last couple years and LeBron James was really smart in that he would let Austin Reeves and others like go and try and get buckets in different times, at which he could rest. He seemed okay with that. He doesn't seem okay with this, because in order to make Luka successful, Luka's gotta have the ball a ton, and he's got to determine everything." Doncic and James were phenomenal to watch as a duo, but things did not work out well in the playoffs as the team crashed out in the first round. Gottlieb further pointed out how James was not pleased with players failing to follow his plan. And the only conclusion you can come to is that LeBron was cool with other guys taking shots, with other guys making plays, if it was based upon a plan that he had. Now, nobody goes to him and asks him, and they're just doing things on their own. And he's not okay, he added. Doncic and James could do great together next season. Doncic and James are two of the best players in the NBA. When the news of them playing together broke out, it created a buzz around the league. Both of them need the ball to play well, but James helped Doncic adjust well into the Lakers setup, allowing him to play freely and make the most out of his talents. While the loss in the playoffs was disappointing, the glimpses the duo showed in half a season was enough to prove that they can be great together. The Lakers are looking to add more talent to their roster, and once they do, it will be interesting to see how the team shaped up. Doncic looks to be the player the Lakers want to build around, but while James is still on the roster, they will try their very best to keep him happy and give him the chance to win another championship. How Dalton Connect's game has expanded going into NBA Summer League. When the Los Angeles Lakers begin NBA Summer League at the California Classic on Saturday, team roster will have a couple of familiar faces in Bronny James and Dalton Connect. Both James and Connect played in Summer League last season, and with a year of NBA experience under their belts, this time around is shaping up to be a little different. For Dalton Connect in particular, he's coming into Summer League with the Lakers after a season during which he was nearly traded to the Charlotte Hornets. When the trade was rescinded due to the Lakers' concerns over Hornets center Mark Williams' health, Connect found himself in an awkward situation. But despite being a rookie, he handled it with extreme poise and maturity. And now, with his second year in the NBA on the horizon, Connect is looking to expand his game to be able to attack off the dribble when teams inevitably try to take away his three-point shooting. "Yeah, people are going to close out to me, so just go out and attack the rim, shoot some from the mid-range or a floater and get to the rim," Connect said during a recent Lakers practice. "Play out of pick and rolls, find my teammates not only to shoot the ball, but also play out of pick and rolls and throw lobs to my centers and find people to get them open." Last season, Connect shot around 37% off catch and shoot situations, as per the NBA's official stat page. Off of pull-up jumpers, he shot around 43%. So that part of his game is clearly there, it just comes down to using it more often when teams try and run him off the three-point line. As a rookie, Connect appeared in 78, including 16 starts, at a little over 19 minutes per game. He averaged 9.1 points and 2.8 rebounds with splits of 46.1% shooting from the field, 37.6% shooting from the three-point line and 76.2% shooting from the free throw line. Connect began the season as a regular in the Lakers' rotation, even dropping a career-high 37 points in only his 14th game. But his role fluctuated, especially after the failed Hornets trade, and by the playoffs he was completely out of the rotation. But he showed he can be a capable NBA player. His name has come up in trade rumors again this summer, specifically regarding the Miami Heat and Andrew Wiggins. However, with the Lakers' free agent acquisition of Jake LaRavia, it's not clear if Wiggins still factors in the team's plans. The point is, Connect has value in the NBA, and with another go-round at Summer League, he has a prime opportunity to showcase himself and prove why the Lakers need him this upcoming season. DeAndre Ayton displayed concerning behavior with the Trailblazers. A considerable number of people are feeling bullish about DeAndre Ayton coming to the Los Angeles Lakers. He reportedly agreed to sign with the team for 2 years and $16.6 million, and he will give them their first legitimate true starting center in years. While he is an outstanding rim-running lob threat, as well as a productive rebounder, he hasn't been a rim protector in his 7 seasons in the NBA. Plenty have also criticized his overall defense and accused him of not caring enough about his play on that end of the floor. Then there is the matter of his attitude over the past couple of seasons as a member of the Portland Trail Blazers. Jason Quick of The Athletic wrote a revealing piece that detailed how concerning Ayton's behavior was and how it annoyed Trail Blazers coach Chauncey Billups. "See, the Blazers could live with Ayton missing shots or his man scoring on him," Quick wrote. "They could even live with him being limited by injuries to 55 and 40 games in his 2 seasons in Portland. But in the end, they couldn't live with his bad ways. The tardiness to team flights and practices, according to a team source. The skipping of rehabilitation appointments. Fans saw him slam chairs when he was taken out of games. And a team source said there were tantrums in the locker room when he was sidelined for poor effort. Even worse, when Ayton first came to Portland 2 summers ago, he hyped himself up big time and failed to live up to his own hype. In his first news conference in Portland, he referred to himself as Dominatin'. During the 95 times he played in Portland, he was maybe dominant in a handful of games. He once said he has nothing to prove because I'm a max contract player and I'll continue to be a max player. But in both Phoenix and Portland, he chaffed his coaches with inconsistent effort. In Game 7 of the 2022 Western Conference semifinals, Suns coach Monty Williams benched him in the second half, prompting a heated argument. In a December game against Utah in Portland, Billups called a timeout 2 minutes into the second half and benched Ayton for the rest of the game. After the 141-99 loss to the Utah Jazz, in which Ayton was -29 in his 17 minutes, Billups said, "I didn't like his spirit in the game. Portland hasn't exactly been in a winning situation over the last 2 years, so one has to wonder if part of Ayton's unacceptable behavior had to do with being in that type of situation." When he was with the Phoenix Suns for the first 5 years of his pro career, he played well and put up better numbers. In fact, during the 2019-20 season, he averaged a decent 1.5 blocks a game, albeit in 38 contests. He was a major contributor to the Suns' trip to the 2021 NBA Finals, and he averaged 15.8 points, 11.8 boards, and 1.1 blocks per game while shooting a sizzling 65.8% from the field. The hope is that with a winning team such as the Lakers and alongside LeBron James and Luka Doncic, Ayton, the former #1 pick in the 2018 NBA draft,